Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, today I will tell you very simple sutta, very simple. It is about the confidence to develop on the Sangha, about how people see the simple thing, very smallest things can move their mind, develop confidence on Supreme Buddha's disciple. And this sutta is about that. As we know, Savaka Sangha, Supreme Buddha's disciple, we call the Supatipanna, Ujupatipanna, Nyayapatipanna, Samichipatipanna. It means Supatipanna, it means walking on the path of enlightenment. Supatipanna, the nicest path to achieve enlightenment. Ujupatipanna, the straight path toward enlightenment. Leads directly. There is no shortcuts. There is no something outside thing to think of. It's visible directly. It's taking us toward enlightenment. So, Ujupatipanna, the straight path is that. Nyayapatipanna, based on the karma and karma path, based on actions and reactions, based on cause and effect. As whatever we do, good or bad, we will be the owner of the result. We will get the result of it. So if we do something wrong, bad, then we will have to suffer because of it. If we do good and righteous, then we will have to feel happy. We will gain happiness, result of our own actions. It's not created by someone else. It's not those action is done by someone else. The happiness no one can bring, but by ourselves. So the Nyayapatipanna, Supreme Buddha's disciple, Nyayapatipanna, Samichipatipanna, living in harmony, practicing with the compassion, having compassion toward all the beings who are suffering, and sharing this good Dhamma with them as they are practicing by themselves. Taking all the beings with them or making available this path so other may follow, other may practice in the same way as the Buddha has taught us. That is called Samichipatipanna. Buddha says, because of these four qualities exist in the Sangha, because these four qualities exist, there are four paths or four results are visible also. Because of these qualities, there we can find the Sotapanna, the stream enterer, because they are practicing the path of Dhamma. Because of the Dhamma exists, because of this path of enlightenment exists, because of these four qualities, there is existence fruit called Sakratagami, once returner, Anagami, non-returner, and enlightened, liberated one, Arahant. It is four fruits of Dhamma exist because of Supatipanna, Ujupatipanna, Nyayapatipanna, Samichipatipanna qualities exist in Sangha. Those are a little bit difficult to simply say, but once we understand beautiful of Dhamma experience, uh, Buddha explained this beautiful Dhamma, and whoever practice it, they are worthy to gain this all benefits. Developing confidence towards such a Sangha, it's also very important for us. Developing confidence towards Sangha is give us a chance to understand the Dhamma in a nicest way, or Dhamma, so we can practice, we can follow the same path. You must understand. And because of this Sangha, have these qualities. They are Ahuneya, they are worthy of invitation. Pahuneya, they are worthy of hospitality. Dakhineya, they are worthy of donation, generosity. Anjali Karni, they are worthy of worshipping. That's why we always, when we worship the Sangha, we close our hands together, we bring hands together and bow to them, because of this quality exists. Anuttarang punyang kirtan lokasati. This is the meritorious field of the Sangha is the meritorious field, the highest meritorious field. Whoever plants something there, whoever donates something, whoever practices generosity, they gain the superior, highest benefit of it. So today's sutta, what we're going to learn, it's very simple, very small. This sutta name called Sucimukhī Sutta. There was one lady called Sucimukhī. So it's about her and what she thinks of Sangha, how she prays the one simple quality, how the one quality is enough for her to develop the confidence and spread the word of Dhamma. You know, this sutta is come from the connected discourses from Khandavagyo, and this is from Sariputta Sanyutta. Sariputta Sanyutta, last sutta of Sariputta Sanyutta. The sutta is something like this. Evam me sutang ekam samayang ayasma Sariputto rajagahe viharati veluvane kalandaka nivape. In one time, Bante Sariputta, chief disciple of Supreme Buddha, was dwelling at Rajagaha in the Squirrel's Park in Bamboo Grove. Atako ayasma Sariputto Pubbanna Samayang Nivasetva Batta Chivara Madaya Rajagahe Pindaya Pavisi. At early in the morning, Sariputta Bante took his robe and bowl in his hand, and he went for the alms round to beg for food. Rajagahe Sapadanam Pindaya Charitva Tam Pindapatam Anyataran Puttamulan Nissaya Paribhujati. After being food, after collecting the food, after having this food, he went to the one of the tree, under the tree, and he sat down there and he had that food. Atako Sucimukhī paribhājika yena yasma sariputto tenupasankam. On that time, the wanderer, Sucimukhī, the wanderer's name was Sucimukhī, means she was from the different clan, she was from the different faith follower. She has a different religion on that time. So, when she saw the Sariputta Bante, she came to Sariputta Bante and asked this question from him. Like, wanderers in this country has a different jobs. Means India has a lot of monks in a different region also, in different religion also, you know, and they all have a different practices. So she had this idea that how someone can live righteously, how someone can live their life according to Dhamma, like in a eightfold path, the path for enlightenment, like Samma Ditti, right to view, Samma Sankalpa, right intention, Samma Vacha, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right action, Samma Aji, right livelihood. So, for the monks also, what is the right livelihood? How they earn, how they have their right livelihood. So this sutta is about explaining about that, how the monks have the right livelihood. Means, like for the common person, Supreme Buddha mentioned, right livelihood is for so they can earn the money without harming anyone, which is mentioned in the word properly, like not doing the business of weapons, not doing the business of liquor, not doing business to sell the human being or sell the animals, or not harming anyone, not tricking anyone, and collecting the money, collecting the righteous way. That is called right livelihood for the Buddhist followers. So it is a little bit difficult, but it is a blameless actions, blameless earning. So for the monks, what kind of blameless livelihood should be? And because of she was a wanderer, she was going from home to home, or she was traveling constantly. She left home. So she had that idea what the Supreme Buddha's disciples do that. What are those? And she come to the Sariputta Bhante and had a conversation with him. Upasankamitva ayasmantang Sariputtang etadu. After reaching to Sariputta, coming to him, she asked this question. What she asked? Kimmukho samana adomukho bunjasiti. She asked, Bhante, does acidic, do you eat facing downwards? Adomukha. So do you eat in that way? Like she saw that Sariputta Bhante, he went for alms round, he brought the food, and now he has consumed that food under his tree. So she asked, do the monks or do the samana, ascetics, do they eat adomukha, looking at downward? Sariputta Bhante replied to her, Nakwaham bhagini adomukho bhunjamiti. No, I do not eat facing downwards. I do not eat like that. She asked another question. Tenahi samana abhamukho bundasiti. Do you eat ascetic? Do you eat the food by looking upward? Sariputta Bhante replied to her, Nakvahan bhagini abhamukho bunjamiti. No, I do not consume the food. I do not take food in that direction also. Then she asked, Tenahi samana disamukho bundasiti. Do you eat food looking at the directions, different direction wise? Sariputta Bhante replied, Nakvaham bhagini disamukho bunjani. I do not eat food by direction wise. Tenahi samana vidisamukho bundasiti. Then she asked, Samana, ascetic, do you eat food in a mid directions? Like for the north, east is there, so north east is a middle direction. Yeah. So the mid directions wise, not just the one direction, but in the mid direction. Do you eat food like that? Sariputta Bhante replied, Nakvaham bhagini vidisamukho bunjami. No, sister. We do not consume, we do not eat food, even in that direction. Then she asked, Innu samana adomukho bunjasiti. Iti putto samano nakva bhagini adomukho bunjamiti vadesi. She asked, when I ask you, monk, that which direction do you eat in the down direction? You said no. When I ask you, do you eat in upper side looking at up in that direction? You said no. When I ask you, do you eat the food looking at the one direction? And you said no. When I ask you, do you eat food while looking at sub direction? And you said no. Then Katharanchahi samana bhundasuti. In what way, in what manner do you eat, do you consume the food? In that time, in the Buddha's time, it was really highly understanding, means how the someone eating food, it's very, what do you call, important. It was one of the practice they do. There are several suttas as mentioned how these ascetics behaving on that time, how the ascetics will behave, like in Brahmajala Sutta or Samanyapal Sutta, or in the Veganikas, first suttas are explaining that they had a different ways of living. Like some of the ascetics had that tendency how to eat, how to make food, like not taking the food from someone who is pregnant, not taking the food from someone who is breastfeeding, not taking the food from someone, the women who is talking with each other, not taking the food from someone who is cooking just now. Several different ways they were doing these things. Now it is not, doesn't matter in that way. But that time, they have those practices, they say, these are the superior ones. They had the different ways of practicing how to earn money, how to catch people, how to approach them, what should they, how they can make them believe on their livelihood, something like that. And because of, she was also a wanderer, she was also that, that's why she had these things. That's why she asked, what way this Saman Gautama's Supreme Buddha's disciple behaved. Once we hear, it is really lighting up for us, we can develop more confidence on Sangha. The simplest things can move the heart of the people. Sariputta Bhante replies, Yehi kechi bhagini samana brahmana nigama nigamana vakye pata sabbathapi samaso yeva disati. Or, so she said, Sariputta Bhante replies to her, all the Samana Brahmana, all the ascetics, all the practitioners of different dharmas, whoever, wherever they found in all some of the smaller town, region, or wherever they are, Vattu Vijja Tirachana Vijjaya Michha Jivikena Jivikam Kapyanti. So, some of them, the wanderers you will find on the path, you will find on the street, or in the different region, some of them, Vattu Vichya Tirachana Vijjaya Michha Jivikena Jivikam Kapyanti. They live their livelihood, or they convince the other people by explaining them about about the buildings. Oh, your building has this default, and because of that, your flow of energy is not completed. Or explain about the animals. Oh, your animal spirit is not something like this, or this is like something like this. People, to convince them that I am superior for asking, for begging food. They have these things. Tirachana Vichaya. So animal, they utilize the animals to convince people about their fortune or something. So, Vattu Vichya Tirachana Vichaya. Explaining the defaults or how the buildings are constructed, and saying that these are your home should be this in this direction, or what kind of this difficulties you are facing because of your house has built in that way. So, explaining those, they convince people, okay, donate me something, give me, and I will get rid of these things. Or explaining animals. Such a ascetics still you can find in this country. Still they are there. You can go in anywhere and you will find that. Even now, maybe it has started in the Western world also. You will find some of the monks, some of the people wearing the robe, and they are explaining, let me see your fortune, let me read your mind, or something like that. They explain, and they earn from that. For our teacher has explained, those are all mitha ajiva. For ascetics, it does not suit to do those things. So, it said, mitcha jivikena jivikam tapyentu. Ime uchati bhagini. Sister, this way, this is called adhomukha bhunjanti. This is the food, or this is the earning by looking at downside. Adhomukha bhunjanti. Downwards is this eating, this survival. Then Sariputta Bhante says, Yehi kechi bhagini samana brahmana. Some sister, whoever the samana brahmana ascetics or the faith followers or people, wanderers are there, Nakhatta Vijja, Tirachana Vijja. They are explaining about the what it called, looking at sky, looking at palm, you're looking at your forehead, looking at the signs of your life, and looking at scaling your fortune, mentioning these things. Those also is called not a righteous thing, not a righteous livelihood. Those are called also mithaji. So someone is consuming, someone is earning their livelihood. In that way, it is called Ubbamukha Bhunjanti. Because of that, we, ascetic of Samana Gautama, we, a disciple of Supreme Buddha, do not consume the food by that way. So the monks do not tell the fortunes. They are not for that. They don't tell you what kind of stones will helpful for you to earn the fortune, what kind of house you should have, what kind of livelihood is there, how can you get rid of your bad energy. Not like that. That will be earning something from something else, Then, next Sariputta Bhante says, Samana Brahmana Duteya Pahina Gamananu. Some of the ascetics, what they do, they behave like a messengers. They use the jobs like a messenger because they are traveling for all the time. It's not means in a simple way. They were like today's Twitter or something, like they were taking the messages from one person and giving to the other people. They are mentioning this everywhere. So if someone want to share this thing with the world, what they do, they pay this ascetics, they pay this wanderer. Okay, this money will be helpful for you. Okay, take this money and spread this word everywhere. So they behave like a messengers. And by that, they earn the money. Sariputta Bhante says, that is also not the right livelihood for the monks, for the ascetics. What that is called the Visamukha Bhunjanti. In the direction wise, looking at one direction and consuming food, is that our Supreme Buddha has not mentioned that. It is prohibited for us. Then Sariputta Bhante says, Yei kechi bhagini samana brahmana anga vijja tirachana vijjaya. What? They explains this like palmistry, palmistry or the physical form like that. The first one was looking at the stars, reading your signs, and that one. This one is called palmistry, looking forward, reading your forehead, or how your physical form has. Looking at that, the people mention. If you come here, everything, how your ear shape is, how your forehead is, how your eyes are, how your fingers are, Everything they give the meaning of that and explains your fortune. Even your food chores also they look at and they says, okay, because of this, you will have this kind of problems or you will have these things. And they start explaining. You will find when you come, I think so, maybe Linda or Ben or Harry has visited India, and there are people, they run with toward to you and they say, oh, sister, let me tell you something. Or I'm seeing something beautiful. Let me tell you something. And once they say, okay, now pay me. Such people are there. They are ascetic some of the time. They are some of the time household people. But for the monks who left their home to live the holy life, for them, it is not suitable to earn the money in that way. It is not a suitable way to survive in this world. And that's why Sikh has prohibited those things for the monks to do. So some of the time we do as a, like a joke, but not for the expressing people, not like that. No, it's not suitable for monks to do that. Sariputta Bhante says that earning in that way, it is called Sucimukhā munjanti, in a sub-direction wise having the food. So all these 10 directions, right, they are eating food in what way? Because of the michcha, aji. No. But right livelihood is something else. Sariputta Bhante simply says to her, what is the right livelihood for monks? What is the right livelihood? They have left their home. They are practicing the holy life, celibacy life they are practicing. They are walking on the path of enlightenment. So what is the practice they should have? How they should eat? How they should earn the money? Like one day Supreme Buddha was walking baking the food, and one of the farmer asked him, "You are very healthy, you have strong arms, and you are baking food. It's not good for you. You should do the farming. You should collect the food." And Supreme Buddha simply says to him, "I am also farmer. I also plant the seeds. I also have the food from there, and I consume it." And the beautifully Supreme Buddha gave the example. What is the farming for the monks? What is the farming for the Supreme Buddha? Sariputta Bhante also simply replies to her this wonder what? Sokwaham bhagini navatti vijja tirachana vijjaya michcha jivikena jivikam tapyeni. I do not earn the money by explaining the defaults in the what called the elements or in the stones or in your house, how it is built. I do not do that like that. The nakhatta vijja tirachana vijjaya michcha jivikena jivikam tapyeni. I do not live or I do not earn the money by explaining the what it called geometry or looking at the skies, looking at the all the stars or our signs. Not like that. I do not earn the money or do not live my life. I do not earn my livelihood by doing that. Na duteya pahina gamananuyogaya. I am not a messenger. I do not spread the people's word. I do not take their words and spread to everywhere. No, that is not how I survive. Or neither explaining doing the palmistry or explaining that what is your fortune or something. Not like that. I do not earn my livelihood by this, but I earn the livelihood like this. Dhammena bhikkhang pariyesami. What is explained? What is the suitable for monks? To bake for food properly, not by tricking anyone, just what they are offering, taking that. Dhammena bhikkhang pariyesami, dhammena bhikkhang pariyesitva buddhi. Whatever I get by, whatever given by people, that thing I consume. Simple thing. Only one thing. So people in the ascetics on the Buddha's time were doing this kind of all like a business to gain the trust from people, earn that thing. But for monks, it was simply just go and have the food, bake the food, eat, and consume on that, and live your holy life. Live the life of Dhamma and practice that. It's the simplest thing that monks were doing. Listen, after she listened this thing, only one thing. For today, it may be different for people to understand. But in that time, the ascetics were amazed by doing that. Amazed. She said, after that, Atapo Sucimukhā paribhājaka rājagahe ratyāya ratyam. So, after that, after listen the things, this female wanderer from street to street, from the square to square, means wherever she goes, everywhere as she walking, what she was saying, she was started to explain this thing to the people. Dhammikang samana saktiputya aharang aharetu. This Supreme Buddha's disciples, the Sakyaputra, they are the one who earn, or they are the one who earn righteously. They are the one who have the food righteously. Dhammikam ahara aharendi. They eat their food, what is come by Dhamma. Anavajjang samana sakyaputra aharang aharenti. Blameless. No one can blame them how they have earned their food. No one can. So blameless earning this Sakyaputra, Supreme Buddha's disciple have. Deta samananang saktaputyanang pindanti. And because of this is the righteous livelihood. Because of this is right livelihood. Because they are having the food by the Dhamma. Offer the food to them. Deta samananang saktaputyanang pindanti. So donate your food to these things. Isn't this simple as Sutta? Simple. The conversation with the one wanderer, the lady wanderer, with the Sariputta Bhante. And about what? About food. It's not about deeper Dhamma. It's not about something that someone expects, okay, something deeper and meaningful should be there. No. Only one thing about food. Simple. Like each and every being is alive in this world because of food. When we learn when someone become a monk or the novice monk, they has to learn or memorize certain things. So we call Samaner Panna. The questions for novice monk, or questions for the novice monk. What are those? First question is that King Ekanam. What is the one name? What is the one thing? And replies is Sabbe Satta Aharatikita. Each and every being, all the beings is drawn or sustained because of food. That is the one question. So the monks has to learn that. For the novice monk, they has to learn that. And if the survival, if the living is because of food, so the food also plays a huge role in the monk understanding or living the life. And in that time, if you go to the different suttas, you will find how people live it. Very, very, very. But Supreme Buddha's disciples, it's not. They are very simplest life they live. You know, how they consume the food, how they earn the food is mentioned. After begging the food from place to place, which is given by the householders, offered them with the confidence that is the food they earn, how they consume it. And Supreme Buddha explained to the monks how they should eat the food. He said, this always remember, this food is not for amusement. The food is not for to gain the health, or not for the make your body or something, not for enjoyment, but only to survive and sustain this body so you may practice the holy life. Supreme Buddha gave the simile in what way you should consume the food. There is one beautiful story. It is invention by Buddha. It says that there are a couple with the one kid. They are walking in the desert area. So with the time, they forget or they lost the way or they lost their food or everything is finished, whatever they have packed earlier. Now, they do not have anything to eat and survive. So, because of husband and wife does not have food, for a couple of days they are walking. Their kid is also hungry. She cannot produce the breast milk also that much because she's not eating. After time going there, this kid is dead, died, because no food. Now, the question is how they will survive, this husband and wife. There have only one thing remains, to consume the dead body. Because neither, both will die. Both will die. Supreme Buddha asked this mother and father for survival, what taste they will have to eat that flesh. What kind of taste they can have. It won't be for tasting. It won't be for amusement. It won't be for enjoyment. They are having meat, but it is not like that. They are having only to survive, only to complete their journey, only to cross this desert, only that much. Supreme Buddha says, monks should eat their food having that intention in their mind. It's not for amusement, it's not for something, not for enjoying, not for having this all, no. Only so they can complete their life. They can complete their brahmacharya, they can complete their self-discipline. They can complete this path of enlightenment. That's all. So, as we see these things, the qualities in Sangha, monks, how they live, is there. Once we understand that, we can develop the confidence on them. We can place the confidence in them. These are the qualities of Supreme Buddha's disciples. These are the qualities. That's why, because of they live in this righteous way, because of this Samma Ajiva they have, they are the worthy of reverence. They are the worthy of invitation. They are the worthy of offerings. They are the worthy to bow down to. And because of this quality exists, the holy path of enlightenment is still visible. So develop the confidence on Supreme Buddha's disciple. As you develop the confidence, you will see how they follow the path and how they live their beautiful life. So understand that. And that's all for today. So may this sutta, may this explaining, may this beautiful Sutta, Sucimukhī Sutta, be helpful for all of you to place your confidence on Supreme Buddha's disciple. May this Sutta be helpful for all of you to develop the confidence on the path of Dhamma. May the Sutta be helpful for you to develop the confidence on Supreme Buddha, and you may all realize Four Noble Truths, this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.